Alright, here's a sight system I got for my Glock. I'm just going to give these a try too. This is what they're called. I've always seen these and I've always liked the design of them. They're called XS sight systems. And we're going to install these. I don't know how smooth this is going to go. But here's the kit. You got this Sherlock, it's called. This it's like Loctite. They give you a non-marring punch, which is good. I can use that. But I don't need that because I already took my rear sight out. Sorry, I already took my sight out. I didn't know I was going to do a video on this, so I already took. It's real easy. You just punch the sight, it comes right out. You see me do it in other videos. Got a couple Q-tips here, and I got this special tool. Now one end of it has a little Allen key on it, and the other end has a hex. It's like a hex wrench, and the hex wrench is for the front sight, and the little tool in the back is for the rear sight. These are really neat sights. Here's your sight picture it gives you. Now a buddy of mine has these sights and he swears by them. Says you can really get on target with these. So I'm going to give it a shot. I hope it works. You need a screwdriver and you might need a hammer. Let's clear the weapon. Nothing in there. Okay. Recoil. Barrel. Okay, we're all clear there. Now, I got to take the front sight off, and how we do that, I don't know. We're going to find out. Okay, hold on. Okay, how you take the front sight off is there's a nut on it in here, and it just acts like a socket driver. And you put this on the nut, fits perfectly, counterclockwise, and it just unscrews. Okay, and keep turning it. And once you got that unscrewed, see? Okay, put that over there. And now this sight's not going to come right off because it's Loctite and on there. You have to get like a little screwdriver and push it out. So let's see, this screwdriver is way too big. Let's see if we can get this one. This might be a nice little one. And you just push it out from this side. Hopefully it pops out for us. Yep. Pop right out. Where'd it go? Ugh. Okay, there's your front sight. I'll keep it. I'll put it in my Glock drawer. And what I'll do is I'll put these two things together so I don't lose them in case I have to want. You never know. Good to have parts. Okay. And I'll put them in my drawer. My little gun part drawer. Okay. Now the front sight is off. That's it. Now there is a little grease there. So you want to use the greaser because the degreaser will contaminate that. What's this stuff called? Let me see. Let me say the right thing because it's called it's Loctite, but they're calling it let's see. So they're calling it Sherlock. Okay. So I'm going to spray some degreaser in there, which would be WD-40, or I got real good stuff. This stuff will degrease a porn star's prick in 2 seconds. It's made by Spray-On, and it's for cleaning brakes, and it takes any residue going like that. So what I'll do is, if you can find this stuff, you have to go to some kind of supply. I got this from my job. When I left my toolbox, it was in my toolbox. And I'll just spray this little hole. I mean, it gets rid of any kind of residue ASAP, but it's really, really strong, so you gotta watch. You don't mess up your finish. It's really strong stuff. Okay. That looks alright. You gotta watch, this stuff is strong. It's really flammable too. So we'll let that, make sure that dries. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is, I don't like spraying my gun with this stuff because it's really strong. I'm going to spray it on a Q-tip. That's all. And I'm going to degrease the dovetail channel. Because the Loctite will get contaminated if there's any kind of grease. Okay? Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's good. It's completely degreased. As I was spraying that, I was just remembering how strong it is and it can strip paint off of stuff. I was like, oh shit, watch me take the shit right off the slide. But Glock's got this great finish, man. Plus, when Glocks wear out, they look better. Anyway, okay, this is what we got to do. Now, this is the new sight. This is going to be our new front sight. Check this out. That cool? And what we're going to do is we're going to get the tool Glock, XS gets us the name of the company, XS. We're going to take the screw off the front sight. Just put it on there counterclockwise. Just break the grip there. Pretty tedious. I wish I can show you better angles and stuff. And once again, degreaser. So I'm going to spray this Q-tip. And we're going to degrease. Try to get it in there if we can. And degrease the threads. Stuff works great. Okay. It's real important. Okay. The threads are degreased. That's degreased. The hole's degreased. Okay. Now we're going to put our front sight on. So what we're going to do is put a blob of the Loctite. This is the front sight. This is the bottom of the front sight. We're going to put a little glob of the Loctite right there. Right on that surface. Alright, and then we're going to put our sight in. But let's dry fit it first. Always dry fit first. Okay. It should go right in. See what happens here. It's going in, but it's tight. It's going in. Kind of tight. Might need to mallet to give a little persuasion. Alright, let's tap it with a mallet. Here we go. Tight. Come on, flower. We need you, man. Can't see without you. There's a. See how nice and tight it is? Okay, here it is. Here's the flower. Nice and tight. Now what I got to do is take it back out. We'll punch it back out. I knew that was going to fucking happen. I hurt like a bitch. Okay, I'm going to punch it back out. Now I'm going to put a drop of that Loctite on there and put it back in. You got to remember, there's a lot of recoil and violent movements with these pistols, man. So you got to make sure the stuff's on good. Here's the stuff, just a drop of stuff. That's it, just a tad. You don't want to get all over the place, just a drop. Okay, and I'm going to put it back in. Get my mallet, tap it flush. Don't over tap. Make sure it's straight. Okay, I'm going to make sure it's straight. Gonna eyeball it as good as I can. Make sure it's not, you know what I mean? It looks straight. But once that stuff dries, man, you might as well forget it. Okay, I'm looking. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty straight. Now it goes on pretty straight because it's going in an oval hole, but it still has room for error. So you got to check that shit. So make sure that sucker's dead nuts. Okay, it's dead nuts. Now what I'll do now is put a little Loctite on these threads. Just a drop. That's all you need. Okay, that's good. And this might be the tricky part. I only have to use this to find it. Here we go. Let the games begin. Okay, here it is. Oh, all Loctite's off it. Let's try it again. Put a little Loctite on there. Just a drop. And let's find the threads. And let's not cross thread it. Okay, now just with the strength of your thumb and your forefinger, turn as hard as you can. Bam! That's tight. And it's on. See it? It's in there. It's on. Now this stuff takes about 2 hours to 80% cure and 24 hours to 100% cure. Okay? Okay, that's the front sight. Okay? Clean off any excess with a Q-tip, any excess Loctite, and it looks pretty straight to me. Now we're going to install the rear sight. Now the rear sight you might have to do some filing. If it goes in halfway, you're good. If it doesn't go in halfway, you have to do some filing. And another thing, it has set screws on the bottom. See them? You got to make sure they're backed out. Now they're saying don't put the Loctite on first. Put this on first. Then lock it in with the screws. Then put the Loctite on. Okay, that's great. See how it went halfway on? It's halfway. Now I'm going to drive it the rest of the way with my punch. That punch. Okay? Let's see if I could... actually, I'd like to put it in a vise when I do this. Tell you what. I don't think this sight's ever going to come off. Even without the Loctite, but I'm still going to put it on because it recommends it. Okay, a little bit more. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. This is going well. I'm just doing this off the cuff here. I'm just trying to get you guys so you can see what the hell I'm doing. You see what the hell I'm doing? Okay, see it's now it's flush, but it has to go more. Okay. I'm putting this right on the flat spot. That's got to go way more. That's perfect. Let's get the camera over here where the light is. Sorry about all this craziness. How's that looking? Okay, we got some surface on the left, same as the surface on the right. See the surface on the right, or your left, or whatever. Surface, see it? And then some surface on the left. So here's your sight picture. It's pretty cool. Let's get it in the blue. Look at that. You just put that line with that. Sit that right on top of there. Pull the trigger. Okay, now what it says to do now is to tighten my set screws. So what I'm going to do is there's little set screws in here. This wasn't bad at all. Find it. Okay, they're touching already. Let's see if this one. They said they don't want you to over tighten these, it says. Go to it stops and then give it a crank. Go it stops as far as I can with my finger. Tighten you can. If you tighten these too much, you can cause a pressure point and then it could crack. Now before I put Loctite on there, I have to make sure that this sight is dead center with the slide. Okay? And there's your sight picture. Okay, that's good. Yep. Okay, now what I'm going to do, it says it wants you to put 6 drops. We're all secured, everything's center. Now I'm going to put the Loctite in. I want you to put And it's a lot. But that's what it tells you to do. Alright, and then just wipe the excess off. Get my shirt, you can see better. See it? And that's it, they're on. And tomorrow, the Loctite will be cured. Let's put the gun together and see what it looks like together. Now we're going to try these sights out and see what these are like compared to the green dot and the field goal sight. Alright guys, that's how it's going to look when you look down the slide when you put it on target. I know the target's not dead center, but I'm just trying to give you a dick's eye view of how nice it is. You just put the ball, just like I said, like a golf ball on a putting tee. Put the ball on top of the tee, squeeze the trigger, and you should hit dead center. Alright guys, let me know what you think of these sights. We're going to go to the range and check these out, see how good they work, then we'll compare all three. Field goal sight, green dot sight, and these excess sights. Later dudes.